Hare Krishna. Shri Ram Paramal ki jai, SriRanganath ki jai, Andal ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Gopal Bhatta Goswami Pad ki jai. So we are speaking from the pastimes of Namparamal. So today we will speak about the Ranganathji's lotus Paduka. In Srirangan temple, when we come out from the Ranganathji's main darshan after crossing Jai Vijay, we'll climb down one step. Then on the eastern side, you can see a golden round shaped Paduka, chappals, like footprints of the Lord, Paduka. So in the 7 enclosures also, there are the walls are somewhere in the 7 enclosures. Each enclosure they kept this Paduka of the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord, chappals of the Lord. The first enclosure, where when we come out from the Ranganathji's main darshan, where we take Charanamrita, there if you turn back on the window we can see, on the door we can see, in the wall only a footprints of Ranganathji's, first one. Second one, in the second enclosure near to that 4-pillar mandapa, where the Nampilla is sitting near to that, there is a golden big chappals are there, Padukas. Then the next feet again there is a Paduka which is near to the Sakshi. Then the next enclosure there is the feet of the Lord. It's a small temple. There is one. And the next is the Uttaravidhi. There is a Hanumanji temple, also a footprints, because Hanumanji is considered to be the Sriyat Tiruvadi in Tamil they say. And the next feet, every enclosure on the eastern side wall, where the straight direction of Ranganathji's sleeping position on his feet side, everywhere they kept this Paduka of Ranganathji. So not only that, in Srirangam, if you go on the parikram to the Srirangam streets, every street we can see Sriranga Paduke, so many houses named after Paduka. And also there is a ashram Gurukul Paduka Vidyapida. There are some devotees, they are called as Andavan Ashram, Vadagalai devotees. They wear tilak like U-shaped tilak, they are Vadagalai. On that Vadagalai there is one branch, they will only worship only the Paduka, chappals of the Lord. They are very high devotees. They are, because Ranganathji's Paduka is considered to be Nammalvar. Nammalvar is considered to be the Paduka, the chappals of lotus feet of Ranganath. Therefore they call it a Shadari. The Mukut they give, it's Shadari. It is the chappals of Lord. So in this way, once one great scholar, he came to Srirangam. Then in Srirangam there are many great devotees are there. They are qualified to speak Ranganathji for 1,000 hours, 2,000 hours. They can speak like anything. We are insignificant souls. We are able to speak something. That means how much great those people are. So one day, one great scholar came to Srirangam and he heard the glories of Vedanta Deshika. We will speak separately a story about Vedanta Deshika. Today we will speak only about the Paduka. So then, this scholar, he heard that Vedanta Deshika had a name, Kavitarkika Simham. He can create any poem. Simham is lion-like person. He can create poet very fast, very quickly. So that person came and challenged Vedanta Deshika. I heard that you have the title Kavitarkika Keshari, Kavitarkika Simham. If you want to keep the title for yourself, then you should write 1,000 verses about the lotus feet of Ranganath, Namparamal. Then he said, Vedanta Deshika is so humble, he never after some title or after some name, fame, he is simple devotee. He told, I don't want that title. I am doing everything for the pleasure of the Lord. I don't want any more title. I don't want to compete with you. You are a very great person. I am not very great. I am simple. I don't want to challenge with you also. Then he told, no, you should write. Otherwise you give up your title. He said, okay, I will give up the title. I don't need the title, he said. Then that person challenged, he forced Vedanta Deshika to write 1,000 verses about Ranganathji's lotus feet. So Vedanta Deshika hesitated, he doesn't want to do for a challenge, he want to make his name very famous and all. He just went to take darshan of Namperumal. Then when he went to take darshan of Namperumal, there the Pujari gave the Charanamrita. Pujari kept the Paduka of Namperumal to the Shadari into Vedanta Deshikan's head. When they kept in the head of Vedanta Deshika, suddenly something happened to Vedanta Deshikan. He told, oh, the Padukas of the Lord, Namperumal's feet, that gave some special blessing to Vedanta Deshikan. He agreed to write 1000 verses. Then he went to his home and he was not so much interested to challenge with him and all. He just went and just prayed to the Namperumal and he slept. So that person, the other scholarly person, he told, I will also write 1000 verses like that. But tomorrow if you didn't finish, then you have to give up the title like that. Then that person came and seen, he understood that Vedanta Deshikan already went to sleep. He slept already. So this person, he didn't sleep. Whole night he started writing about the feet of the Namperumal for 300 verses. Whole night he meditating and thinking and correcting. Finally he could finish only 300 verses. He finished. But then he thought, oh, Vedanta Deshikan didn't write anything, so let me go to sleep. Then he thought, he slept. But by the time, somehow by the Namperumal's mercy, Vedanta Deshikan wake up, and with the mercy of Namperumal, very fastly he could wrote 1000 verses. And Vedanta Deshikan, he didn't write about the feet of the Lord. He considered he is very low, so let me glorify the Ranganathji's chappal, that which carry the feet of the Lord. So he glorified 1008 verses glorifying the Padukas, chappals of the Lord, Padukas of the Lord. So that is known as Paduka Sahasram. The next day morning, this scholarly person, he brought his 300 verses very proudly. Oh, Ranganath and all the scholars, he invited all the scholars and told, see, I wrote 300 verses about the feet of the Lord. But Vedanta Deshikan, he didn't write anything. Therefore, you have to take his Kavitarkiga Simham, that title you have to take away from him. That time behind him, Vedanta Deshikan humbly brought these 1008 verses just to offer to Namperumal. Then he just offered to Namperumal. Then everybody came to know it is all about just about the Padukas of the Lord, 1008 verses. Named as Paduka Sahasram. And this Paduka Sahasram has very wonderful poetry. It's pakka in grammatical and everything is pakka in that. Because it appeared from the blessings of Namperumal. Not only grammatical and other beautiful, but it is also have 32 systems. 32 system of chanting that verses. Just like that, if you want to be successful in some work, you have to chant this kind of, this many slokas. If you want to be fearless and become peaceful, you chant this Abhisheka Paddhati. 32 Paddhati called as. If you want to be pass in your exam and get a nice job, you should read this. Like that, some Paddhatis he created. I am just materially I am explaining. But he in that 1000 verses, 32 Paddhatis he wrote. 32 Paddhatis. For this purpose, this. For this, you do like this. So in this way, very easily, even materialistic people also can read that. And anyone reads that, he will get the ultimate liberation also. Such a great point it is. Paduka Sahasram. This is only about the Paduka which Ramchandra he gave to Bharata. And he told it is Ranganath's Paduka. Ranganatha Paduke. Fully about Namperumal's lotus footprints. So in that way, he glorified 1000 sloka and he became very popular. Then Ranganathji also gave him the name Sarvatandra Swadandra, Kavitarkika Keshari, Nigamanta Mahadeshiga. So many titles he got. Because Lord simply want to glorify his devotee. In this way, Vedanta Deshikan got so many names and also he glorified this 1000 verses about Ranganathji's lotus feet. Shri Paduka Sahasram ki jai. Shri Nigamanta Deshika Vedanta Deshikan Swami ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.